this is John with Go Mobile. Today we are going to go work on we're going to go work on a camper, remove the axle, but we just had to come out here to the lake. I just thought I'd let you guys see this big body of water. That's the biggest body of water in Nebraska. This is what we got. We got a camper right there. This is where the problem lies. Right there. I took it apart the other day. It wore that down. Ate the bearing out right there. We're going to jack it up after we support the frame and remove the axle. We'll see how this goes. Well, before dropping the axle, I decided to make a little cribbing bridge. Didn't want to leave expensive jack stands out in the middle of nowhere, but I just didn't want to leave it without anything supporting it. So I grabbed all my cribbing I got. We got this axle, the frame cribbed up because we got the axle loose, but I don't trust the jack stands on these trailers, so there we go, even though we got the front axle still in. Well, axle's loaded up. Now it's time to start the truck. Go ahead and break the wheel off real quick. Open the passenger window because it's hot as all grief out today. Too warm to be doing this. Don't know what I'm thinking. When that happens to your spindle, you have to cut them off. But when you have a trailer house, or I shouldn't say a trailer house, but a camper, the tubes and everything to change the spindle out, you have to make one of these, which doesn't seem like much, but that's the set of that's some DOM 100 tubing that I had to build and neck down to sleeve in the tube. Then I'll have to, well, I don't have to, but I probably will cut some of the excess of this off so I can weld it in and get a good weld on it. Oh yeah, and I also got to take that out. All that. Tons of fun, isn't it? A lot cheaper. Well, it's not always fun being a service truck driver or operator, and it's not always fun being a small business owner, because I'm sitting in one of the probably really beautiful places here in Nebraska on the side of the highway, because my service truck and its plastic and aluminum pressed together radiator decided to spring a leak as I was coming back from a service call and split and dump all my coolant out, and I don't want to risk tearing up an engine, so I'm sitting here waiting for some family to drive an hour out of their way to bring me as much water as they can haul, so I can try to get as little bit closer to home before I grab the Dodge and try to move this the rest of the way home if it has to be done. The problem is with that is the Dodge, yes, I've beefed it up quite a bit, but this service truck weighs about 26,000 pounds, and it wouldn't be bad if we were strap towing it, but friends are still at work and planned on taking off for the weekend, so it's just me. So that leaves me to have to pick it up enough that it will steer on its own and carry it on the back of the Dodge. And right now it's roughly 95 degrees outside, and that might be a little excessive of work on that old truck. I've done things like that in the past, but not an hour away through the sand hills. Now if this was on flat ground, yeah, not a problem. But up and down doesn't bother me as much. As I could pull it right up the hill. I'm not worried about that at all. Dodge has plenty of power. Now coming down that hill will be a little scary because that 26,000 pound truck behind me is going to turn that little Dodge pickup into a sled, and I really don't want to do that. Definitely don't want to do that. So my goal tonight is to get as much water in it, get it through the sand hills into some flat ground.